Jared, the master, you killed him. I'm sorry, Jared, but it was the only way. I think I know that in my heart. It just, he was the only family I knew. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. What do we do now? We'll need to make our way to the surface. What surface? You've seen the sun, right? Well, no. I've read about it. And I thought I spent too much of my life in a dank cave. Is it safe? Sure, it'll be safe. I've cleared out everything above you. Okay, I'll just follow behind. Say, nope, any teleporters or anything? No, nothing like that. We'll just have to walk up then. Ooh, I did not see this coming. Cleric, excellent. Rule 4. We might have a chance against the elemental. It depends how he acts during a fight. I don't see him having any real equipment. He has some kind of a metallic shine on the character. I think on so he basically probably has some sort of a armor. 2 neutral. Yeah, I want to give it a try. Especially with the improved wand, I don't see... Well, it should work. Can I talk with him? What do we do now? Just follow me. Do you have something to say about this? Yep. Auric sending. Well, fuck me. So it seems you have killed Talnash and freed the boy. Now, if you are to leave this place, you must do one final thing. Kill the boy. Ah, good to meet you. And your name is? The name is Auric, and I fear you have caught yourself up in something beyond your abilities, little woman. You are evidently a man of great power. Perhaps we can compromise. Compromise? Have you no idea how close to death you are? Kill him now. I think not. He's more valuable to me alive. So we don't have an option to try to do what he says. So be it. If you shall not kill him, I will have to do it myself. Ooh. Like an army of shadows. Oh shit. He has no weapon. Turret. But he should be able to affect these through spellcasting. Right.
Let's have at it!
We're doing fairly well, in fact. And these are giving me experience, so it's all good. But he's sort of... He's a decent support. However, he will not kill shit. Well, if we use the greater wand of magic missiles, I think we have the firepower necessary to take him down. Wait. Shadow damages turret, 0 physical. Not that the damage was blocked or anything, but 0. Is turret immortal? No, he has temporary hit points, but still, that should show. Character sheet wise, I don't see any reason for the 0 points of damage. Noble, wait here, let's see what happens.
I can do that.
0 points. So
Alright, crew.
he's harmless to enemies because he doesn't have a weapon. At the same time, at least the shadows are totally incapable of harming him. We might be able to use Jared as a shield, tie down the air elemental, and then use the wands to kill him. Well, it's cheap as cheap you can get, but I don't particularly care about that. A chaotic evil person would not care about cheap tactics. And I know how incredibly vital a couple of hundred experience points can be in certain places, so I don't want to let it go. That said, Noble is not gonna contribute anything worthwhile.
I can do that.
Just gonna cost me if he gets his ass kicked. I'd rather use the normal magic missiles if I can, because the wand is inherently less valuable. Is it gone? So, ooh, no it's not. Well, did not expect this. I mean, if he's the one attacking it, so why is it ignoring? Oh fuck, don't go there. Air Elemental is sort of stuck. Ah, cheap and easy. Just how I like him. He sort of have to be careful. He might change targets, because Jared it will not do damage. We have a few scrolls. I'll use this way. They have weight. That's the main reason. Could also sell them, I suppose. But the wand is superior for this sort of a job. The blasted thing will have closer to 100 points of life though. So this is not a simple matter. Still, we're doing quite a lot of damage overall. Uh, 5 to 10 points per shot, so it's not gonna take a massive amount of shots to get where we need to be. And this wand costs us like 1000 gold, and it's already been incredibly useful in our adventures. So, and it's gonna have about half its uses still left after we finish this. So, definitely the best purchase we can make. Okay, he'll probably have around 20-30 points of life left. I'll have closer to 20 shots still in the wand. Right.
All right, crew.
400
Let's take
experience
them
points
down.
more or less. And a gold necklace. It's I think gold necklaces values more or
All right,
less
crew. Let's
what
take them
the
down.
quantum magic missiles will have. So very nice indeed. Cheap as cheap can be, but that's the Bard way of life, I suppose. So Mr. Supreme Necromancer sent a few shadow beam. Okay, Nooble, don't do anything. Let Jarrett take the initial.
All right, crew. Let's take them. There's more where that came from.
They're using their life draining attacks, not fighting normally. If they would fight normally, I'd be in much more trouble. Still, 50% concealment means we're not gonna get all that many hits. They have decent ability trained. Evil is not gonna survive. Right, they're training like 4 points. You need to get the fuck out of there. Seriously, dude. You're using a power attack mode?
I can do that.
All right,
Might as
crew.
well fight.
Let's take them down.
Too late to escape anyway, so Nooble will die. A single hit on him and he's dead. I'll try to save him using the potions, but these guys are dangerous. They're fairly hard to hit. Come on, take it down. 139 experience points. Right. I need to test this. What does this do? No bonuses, no extra damage. Magical damage. He's using a power attack mode. Ah, fuck. Not that it matters too much, it's the concealment that makes them hard to hit. Or extending.
Now just wait right there and don't move a muscle until I say.
Perhaps we can be more reasonable. What do you want? I imagine much the same as you. Power and knowledge primarily. Perhaps we can compromise. Why do you wish the boy dead? The boy is not all he seems, as you may have discovered by now. What he is represents a threat to my plans, and I will not tolerate interference. If you would eliminate this threat for me, I would reward you richly. So, how much for me to slit his throat? Perhaps 1,000 gold pieces. Kill him now? How would you deliver your prize? You're not even here. Consider my words. I am not a patient man. Okay. I guess he has nothing to lose by making the offer. I mean, I might be stupid enough to take it. Not that we have a choice to take it. I don't want Noble to enter this fight. These guys are using their specialty attacks and train abilities instead of fighting in normal combat. So I have very little to fear, because he's immune and I'm immune. Noble on the other hand can be killed fairly easily. Well, it's going to cost me experience points if he dies, and money if I have to basically protect his ass and recover his attributes. I suppose using the wand against these might have been a great idea, because I don't think you can conceal yourself against magical attacks, so they would hit, would deliver damage. At the same time, it's not like this only has one end, and I can't possibly lose this. I'm so glad I happened to buy this particular item. This is probably the Amulet of Health in general. Every time I see it, I want it. Not necessarily specifically to this situation, but it's the status effect that screw you over in the mid-range combat and in the later stage. It's always the status effects, always.
All right, crew.
There might be some
Let's take
exceptional
off.
adventures where there's well-built characters that you have to face, and situations where you can play them out of the fight through your own abilities. But that's rare. A high-level weapon master, for example, is potentially very tough. If the game isn't high magic, where you can get high magic in equipment sense, so you can't get things like immunity to critical hits, for example. A weapon master of a reasonable level can possibly attack 4 to 5 times, and each individual hit, depending on the weapon, you will mostly be like 1/3 to 50% critical hits, and each critical hit will have increased multipliers compared to the normal, and probably with good strength. So you're looking at easily 50 points of damage per hit. With certain weapons it can go over 100, and with certain situations you can with I think it's even instant death if you have enough strength and the correct feats. Point is, consider my character. I have about 30 points. Even if you multiply that by, let's say, 4, make this an epic character, it's still not gonna last more than a round against the Weapon Master in the best of situations. And Weapon Master will hit. We're not gonna get armor class levels where it's not gonna hit. So your best defense is or offense, which we don't really have as an option. Crap. Don't move. Probably should have rested. Turret had some spells. But it seems wrong for this situation. I mean, we're trying to escape while some faraway necromancer is sending shadows to kill us, so we're not gonna put up a camp and go for a rest for the next 8 hours. Need to get out of here. Miss, or concealed. It's pretty much a coin flip if you're gonna hit or not. That's about it. Nothing more complicated about it.
All right,
Noble,
crew.
join the fight.
Let's
Just
take them
I'm getting
down.
bored. You might lose some stats, but it'll help. Right, it's gonna start losing stats now. Shit.
Let's have at it.
I'm trying to keep this Shadow Fiend entertained, so Noble isn't gonna get his ass kicked quite so badly.
Time for a bit of the game.
I'm guessing we're approaching the end of this chapter too, so if he can just hang in there for that long, he'll probably get fully restored. Whose idea was it to make Shadows your main opponent? I think Neverwinter or this type of combat system is often criticized because it's just basically using around and doing dice rolls. Granted, you're increasingly with the later editions, you're given more and more abilities that you can use in a fight instead of just waiting for dice rolls. But these shadows are pretty much the worst offenders on that front.
Time for a bit of the game.
In the sense that they make a situation that's normally fairly quickly. One side or the other kills the other fairly quickly. But with the concealment, he should have been dead for a long time ago. Really, well, it is part of his natural defense system, but it doesn't make for great fights.
All right, crew.
Gotta move on,
Let's
people.
take them down.
Do I want to talk to the man upstairs? Is there something I want to talk to him about? No. Yes. I would like to sell some items for him. The problem is I'm already at the edge of my maximum carry weight, and I have no idea how the next chapter is going to begin. What are we going to do with Jared? We're supposed to deliver him to someone. I don't see why I wouldn't do that. I'm either going to ditch him or deliver him. I don't think ditch is an
Yes?
option.
Hello?
I'm not gonna use the deliverance. That is painfully clear at this point. Yeah, I didn't want to sell things to this guy because we're not gonna get great prices out of him. However, just getting rid of the Masterwork Double Axe gives me a huge amount of extra carry weight, so I'll leave it at that. I doubt we can find worse shopkeepers, let's put it that way. We might not get excellent ones, but the future one should be at least on the same level. More traps, more fights. At maximum there's gonna be one more, then we're home free.
Now just wait right there.
Shadow
and
Render,
don't
okay,
move
that's
a
a new one.
muscle until I
I could do
say.
that.
He's using proper physical attacks. Let me see. Can I use magic missiles on those? Right. Don't shoot, man. Shoot. No, for fuck's sakes. Changing the pointer changes the target. Just faster this way if I use the wand.
There's more where that came from.
That doesn't seem to be concealed, so I'm not sure if we need to use anything against it. I'm not sure even if it's going to suck our attributes. It doesn't seem to. So I think I can just rely on movable on it. One more hit and he'll go down.
All right, crew. Let's take them down.
We're making good progress, and he's focusing on the impossible to kill guy, so yeah. We've gotten a decent amount of experience out of this place in general. Okay, that's probably the last of it.
Pleased to see you.
What is it, Jana? Time to go, Thistle. Any trouble? You mean other than having to kill one wizard and having another decide he wants me dead? Perhaps we should leave quickly then? I have what we need. We're heading to the Battle of the Bones, Stone Meat to be exact. Battle of the Bones? Why, the place is a death trap. The living dead crawl about trying to suck out your marrow. You've heard of this place? Well, I heard through a cousin that you can make some good trades up there. Lots of old weapons and such turning up. The bone miners digging up the battlefield, I suppose. Still, you've got to make it past the undead. I'm afraid I know the way there. Well, that's where we're going next. Let's head out. It seems like there's a very heavy undead opponent focus in this module. I do have to say, I don't like it. It's definitely a clerics module or a holy warriors. Still, it's not like our abilities have been worthless. It just, and I think at this point, definitely the majority of opponents have been non-undead. So we'll see. Another town to pillage before us. Invigorating. You take the women, I take the wine. Seems like a fair deal. So perhaps we can sample each other's loot from time to time. Lead on, my evil friend. Yeah, okay, I have to say that the dialogue in this module is pretty terrible. I'm interested to see how this develops, because I seem to... The name of the designer of this module, I don't... It seems so familiar to me. I mean, I think he's made a lot of modules for Neverwinter in general. Maybe even Neverwinter 2. And I'm pretty certain that this would be on the earlier stage of his career, for lack of a better term, I suppose. So I'm somewhat interested in seeing what's the development of when a single guy basically does. These are fairly lengthy modules. I mean, this is the first part of a three adventure sort of a larger campaign. So fairly long, and definitely produced at different stages of the game itself. So this is fairly early.
probably fairly early module development, if not one of the first the guy has basically done. So I'm fairly interested in seeing how he develops. Dialogue is definitely something that sort of sticks out. The characters don't really act in any kind of natural or sensical way, and the dialogue is just god awful. Like you had to write something to get your options or dialogue going instead of trying to make any kind of effort to write decent dialogue. There are exceptions. I don't think he does a particularly bad job with the NPCs or anything like that, but it's the Noble Unders dialogues especially, and my own character's certain dialogue. It's probably somewhat related to the limited amount of options you have. You're incredibly obnoxiously evil for the sake of being evil, and then you have the more sensible approach. At least give some compassion. It's not even particularly noble or good for the most part, it's just you're not overtly evil and a dick, so you get goodness points. Hello. How are you, Jerk? Nervous, I guess. I'm not really sure why we're here. Well, Tal Nash seems to think that your destiny is here. I suppose, though I don't know what it might be. Do you trust him? When a man is dying, they sometimes speak more honestly than they would otherwise. Maybe you're right. Let's take a look at this stone meat place. Maybe their answers are within, right? It's sort of I mean, everyone makes typos, little mistakes. I don't want to cheat on anyone for doing that. I certainly am not innocent of that. But usually when someone has more of a focus on that, I mean role-playing focus, it doesn't feel like this.
Pleased to see you.
Well, you're here. This is as far as I go.
What? You're not coming to Stonemeat with us?
No, not this time. I'll set up camp and wait here a few days.
Alright, see you soon. I talked to Nooble.
Good to see you.
I don't like the name Nooble, because I'm constantly trying to say noodle. And I've never heard anyone even remotely with a name Nooble. It might be a real name, and even common in some places, but nope. Nope.
Yes, Jaina?
How goes your quest, Nooble?
The dreams continue, my master. The Dark Lord comes to me, promising blood and riches.
Turn away! Reclaim your soul while you can! Excellent. And how do you feel about this?
Impatient.
Wonderful! You shall not wait much longer, I promise. How the fuck would I know anything about this? I'm a rogue bard. How would I know how... I'm guessing Nooble is basically turning into a blackguard. It seems like this would make more sense if I was sort of a... The module would make me play as some kind of a evil character, and my basically option would be to meet someone and turn him to my side. So you would have a more of a guarantee, maybe build some kind of a past or experience that you would basically know what it entails, what the path is that you have to get the other to walk. I just don't see how my character has any fucking clue what that is supposed to be. I'm just gonna roll with it. It might also be that it's more of a... It's not plan A sort of business. It might roll more naturally if you go with the paladin route. But wanting to make things more interesting, you want to make people who are evil aligned. I mean, you have 3 companions, and if you need a fighter, it's not like you're gonna have a lot of choice. It's either noble or nothing. So it's better to give the player option to go the other way. Even though it's clunky, it's still preferable to not being able to do it at all, because the focus is not with the interaction with your own companions. He's there to act as an extra sword. That's about it. Okay, are you any good? Level 5 lawful good fighter. I don't think lawful good is what he is anymore. It's more of a question when the change is gonna happen. Stone. So it's more of a city adventure then. Hatha. I mean, this fucking fantasy name. PHTHTA. How the fuck do you pronounce that? uh, okay. Pita, your papa, or well, is here to meet us. Ah, it is as I foresaw. He who was returns again. Who are you? I'm Ptha, puppet man. Or are you the puppeteer? Do you know the hand on your strings as your own? Why do you speak in riddles? Riddles are best spoken when dealing with one. Enough, I must see what you are for myself.
Damn that woman! That boy was valuable to me.
He was valuable to both of us, Noble.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Slip of the tongue.
Better watch it next time. Let's ask around and see if anyone knows where she lives. I might be breeding basically a character here who's gonna end up screwing me over. But what else am I gonna do? Uh, I'm not gonna take another thief. A cleric might be acceptable, but it's cleric is more of a support. At the very best, I'd have to focus more on physical combat if I go with a cleric. Um, an immense cavern looms before you, glowing phos- phosphorescent phosphorescent light from above, providing a dim greenish glow. A small city has been constructed on the rocky ground, a strange mix of building styles and haphazard construction. This is a mixture of the word phosphorus and like luminescence. Phosphorescent. Hmm. So, random house. This warm cozy inn seems out of place underground. The ceiling, while low to the head, is constructed of sturdy imported timber. So, what is this place? What's with the undead business? There's no undead here.
Pleased to see you.
Welcome, travelers. What can all hurling do for you?
Tell me of stone meat.
Stone meat? What do you want to know about it?
Who lives here?
Well, you got the bone miners, the undead, and the merchants. Then there's the Temple of Lathander, and a few local craftsmen.
Tell me of the bone miners.
Well, some of the goblins stuck around after the war, mostly looting of course. After a few generations they settled down and organized into gangs that methodically mined out the area.
Undead? Don't you fear for your life?
Well, that's a good question. The undead around Stonemeat are a bit different than most. Friendly even. You could go ask them why, I suppose. They've got a few shops just west of here.
Merchants, what can they possibly trade out here?
Oh, the bone miners bring in all sorts of weapons and gear. The merchants supply them with food, water, and other commodities. There are different merchant groups like the Halflings, Undead, and a pretty big Zend group.
What's a temple doing in this place?
After the Battle of the Bones, a lot of clerics wandered around tending the dead. The Thunder's priests mostly. Some decided to stay and ended up building a temple. They've got a queer relationship with the dead. I suspect this temple's not exactly on friendly terms with their brethren.
Yeah, priests of Lathander are supposed to fight undead. Well, moving to another topic. How was this place built?
I think the original cavern was found rather than built. Then it was a simple matter of a few millennia of locals putting things up, I suppose. You'll find remnants of the old cities further south, though not many live there these days.
What are you doing here?
Oh, I used to be one of them traders from Waterdeep, making the long journey to Stonemeat each year. Broke my leg and had to spend the winter to recover. Ended up staying and never regretted it.
Like to see what you have to offer.
Booze of different type.
Well, it's an inn, so I'm not sure what I expected. This is a terrible shopkeeper. We'll never sell anything to him.
Spare a coin, friend?
Ian Stubbyfoot.
Yes, sir. Care to look at my loot supplies?
Sure. Good shopkeeper. Over 2,000 for the prismatic spray. Eagle helm. Resistance to slashing 5. Slashing is one of the most common damage types, and it's a helmet. And it's hard to get good helmets. It's only 900. Why the fuck wouldn't anyone just buy that? Raven's Tears. Ghostly Visage, single use. It's not bad. A good protection from physical attacks for a while. What can we sell? I'd like to buy the helmet. It's a very good helmet. $1,800 for the gold necklace. But it's worth more than the wand, easily. $7,600. $9,300. Right, I'm not sure if I want to buy that. The helm. It's not like it's a bad item, it's just... Hmm. Right. Right. Anyone else? Nurba, Tangletoad.
Well, hello to
What?
you.
Wants to look at me, wares?
Sure. Bell Crossbow. Rod of Sorrow. So much sorrow. 50 charges on sleep, but sleep hasn't been particularly useful for a while, so not sure why I would want to buy something like that. I guess this was the halfling merchant's so location. Very good prices, so this is a good place to come and sell our crap. Right. Warm Burrow Inn. I think I'll leave things here. It's looks like a sizable place and could even have multiple regions. Either way, we need to ask about Miss and see where we might have, she might have taken Jared.